Hello everybody. I've been meaning to make this video for quite some time. I was talking to Talon, I think it is. I'm sorry if I got your channel name wrong. I'll put it up on the video here. He's another one of the my fellow YouTubers that's into HVAC, and I promised him I'd make a video on my split central air conditioning system here. It is R410A. It is, if I can get down here, there's a bad ant's nest here. Okay, we got a model number of GSX 130241BA. It is a Goodman. And one of the things I noticed, and I mentioned in comments to his videos, is he does outstanding brazing work. And I told him that his brazing work compared to what's on here is, makes me really wonder if, is this going to work? In fact, that's a little bit wet, a little bit oily, so it may be leaking. I wanted to show you the brazing that was done on here. This is the outside unit, obviously. And, this is clean, but look how it was baked. Or at least I've never seen any, connections this bad before. And I can tell you when these lines were brazed in, the valve cores were left in here. They were not removed. Let me get this Armaflex back up on here. But that is, that's one set there. The electrical and everything I did myself. I put in a disconnect out here. Okay, this has a factory charge of 76 ounces, and with the line set that we put in, it would have needed an additional 5 ounces, I believe I calculated it out to be. But he put enough in here that this compressor started hammering, and I could feel it in the house, in the hallway. It was like an earthquake, like the foundation was being shook. So, yeah, he did that pretty good. He bled off about a pound of refrigerant out into the air. It was all over the rocks here. It killed most of these plants off that were here. Every time it would run, you could hear the compressor going in and out. And the same thing with the lines downstairs. Now when he put this on here, he did what he called a triple evacuation, but it's not what I've been taught. He drew a vacuum down on it, did not use a micron gauge, because he said his was dirty and needed cleaned. He used a vacuum pump on it. He drew it down until it hit about 30 inches of mercury, somewhere in there, and shut it off. He vacuumed it down for about 10 minutes. And then he pumped dry nitrogen into it, drew the nitrogen back out, again, only vacuum at 10 minutes, did the nitrogen in it again, drew it back down, pumped a little bit of R410A in it. It went and checked for leaks, and then drew that back down through the pump, and then proceeded to release everything that was inside the compressor. And the initial startup on this compressor, it sounded fantastic. It was smooth, as quiet as these units are. But he messed with it, and it was not able to keep up with the heat until I myself got the tools. And I evacuated and recovered an additional pound it was. And after I recovered that pound, approximately a pound, the amperage draw, which was also coming and going with the hum of the compressor, it would go down to 3 amps and then up to 11 amps and then 3 amps. The meter would sit there and fluctuate. And after I put my manifold gauges on it, you could see the pressures were fluctuating like this. They were not steady. And he said oil in the line and all kinds of other stuff, so we gave it about a month and it was still doing it. I put my gauges on it, and I saw it fluctuating like that, so I hooked everything up. I evacuated some, and I could see the amp draw starting to steady out around 8 amps on a 84-degree day. I evacuated a little bit more. The sound, when I started it back up, the sound was steady. The amp draw was steady at about 8.5, 9 amps, and the sound was continuous. It was a normal sound, and it actually maintained this house at 74 degrees on a 103-degree day. So that part worked. Okay, I'm going to show you the furnace here. Apologize for the lighting. But here's the brazing work on the inside lines. To me, this, I don't know. From what I've seen some of the other techs do, I question this. And see if I can even get this Armaflex to move. Now if I can get that to stay up long enough. I want you to see this. Now keep in mind, this air conditioner was only run maybe a month and a half out of the entire season last year. But this is what this is the, I call it flared. He cut a piece of pipe, inserted into there, brazed on an elbow, and brazed into the line coming down right there. And to be honest with this here, I'm trying to think here, he was going to braze this into position while this was connected into the into here. I don't know if that was bad or not. And to be honest, I don't know if the O-ring, the nylon O-ring that's supposed to be in here, I don't know if that was placed. And you can see there's already some corrosion. But that to me, I've only seen a connection like this on an air conditioning system that's been installed over 15 years. I'm no professional. I figured call a local tech, keep the business in Elwood City, and you'll be good. Well, got reamed pretty good on this one. But I did pretty much everything else on here. The wiring, the conduit. Again, I apologize for the lighting, but that sweeps on down there. Did the gas line into the furnace with the drip cap as required by code, and got the thermostat wired up. Furnace wise, it works good. I used my if you look back, oh hell, this flashlight's no good. If you look back in the corner, I got my manometer back there. Pressures are all good, runs good. And when I did these pipes, it comes from the factory with the Fernco on the exhaust side. This is just into the compartment here for air. But what I did do is I put 2 Ferncos there and there, so that these pipes can be disconnected, this cover can be taken off, and you can access your A coils on this. And this is a 94-95% efficient furnace. This here, that's thermostat, just a basic White Rogers digital, which I've used a few of them, and it seems to work pretty much spot on for the heat and cooling. I'm going to show you a recent install by one of the highest rated companies in the area. Show you what I mean by good brazing work, and when I see it, it makes me question. Anyway, this is the install I was talking about. Quite a big unit. A Trane XL15i. Here's people that installed it. And now let's look at the work. Looks like a nice, clean braze right there. Silver solder is nice and clean. It doesn't look like the joint was overheated. And there's the brazing into the unit itself. Looks like a nice clean braze compared to what I have. And work was much neater. That's the unit, and this is a XL15i, manufactured in 11, R410A, 11 pounds factory charged. Straight air conditioner. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess it's the difference between the better and the worst. Thanks for watching, everybody. Opinions and comments are appreciated. And Talon, if I got your name right, thanks for watching, and appreciate your videos and your comments also. Catch you later.